San Francisco Bay Area, 80s, 90s, huge explosion of affluence. And I was one of the kids whose father left us behind, and my mom was working 4 jobs to keep 3 kids alive in the most expensive place in the country. So what I kind of learned in that environment is I was kind of like an outsider on the inside. I would see all of this going on around me. I would see families that were whole. I'd see fathers who would hug their sons. I'd see all of that. And what I learned was that's not for me. Like, I don't get that experience. So when my father was around, it was just a really chaotic place, basically an unsafe environment. And I'm the youngest of 3, so shit rolls downhill, and that's just kind of what happens, right? And when I was 11, I remember he kind of finally was going to go off with his mistress, right? My dad was kind of a addict to money and women, and would do anything he could do to score both, right? And so I'll never forget. I was 11 years old. He backs up a U-Haul truck, guts everything of worth in the house, and I'm just like standing there watching it all go down. And he comes walking over to me very casually and gets down like in my face, nose to nose, and says, "I'm going to financially destroy your mother." And wow. I was like, okay, what do I do with this? Now, by this point in time already, I had gotten into so much trouble as a kid, because of just the chaos that this man had created. I mean, he was just not a healthy guy. Like, this is the kind of guy who he would pay me $1 every time I would beat up another kid. So I wanted to make money, so I would, do that. My brother, smart guy, he became my promoter. He'd like, "Oh no, these guys started fights with Brandon," but he whooped their ass, and they're like, sweet, and they're like 50-50, right? So anyways, but so I had already been pretty, aggressive kid. I was like the kid that always got red cards on the soccer game, but back in that moment, he's in my face, going to financially destroy your mother. When he got up and walked away, I'll never forget standing there and just saying do something, do something, do something. So I did something. I bolted upstairs, stole 2 of his pistols because I had effectively become the man of the house. My brother and sister were old enough where they were able to get out of the house a little bit more freely. And I kind of viewed myself as my mom's protector. And, I was going to arm myself for the task because, like I said, I was raised on Rambo and Commando, and I thought that that's what I had to do. Now, bar that, from the time I had memories, I knew I wanted to be a soldier. And going through that experience, we all worked at young ages to contribute. And, I'm a free and reduced lunch kid, and there's no way we would have been able to survive if we didn't have the kind of support that we had, in our school system, Mission San Jose High School, and in our community. And so, we made it through. I was very lucky also because not only did I get a job where there was this place in Fremont called the Fruit Stand, the Nagata Brothers Farm, right? And it was kind of like the land of misfit toys because it was all the kids whose dads left them behind, and we all worked there. And these Japanese brothers kind of were like our uncles, and they just looked out for us. It was amazing. Right?
Karate Kid, man.
Dude, well, I'm going there too. Yeah, and that's when I
started Muay Thai. Though. Yeah, okay, that's awesome. So I want to go back just here for just a second because, man, that's heavy.
Yeah.
Man, no kid should have to experience that.
Yeah.
When you ran upstairs and you were going to do something to get the guns, was there any thought of using them, or was it just a pure protection standpoint at that? Because, man, that's wild to think. How old did you say? 11?
11. Yeah.
So at 11 years old to have that sort of mindset. And then did you know how to operate a gun at that point, or?
No.
Really?
No, it was pure protection instinct,
Yeah.
I think, Bobby. That's such a great question. I think I just wanted to protect my mom.
Yeah.
Protect my brother, protect my sister. I just felt like that's what I should do.
Yeah, but one wrong decision, it could have went the other way.
Oh, brother, my life is full of, one wrong decision away. I mean, I've been very blessed. Shortly thereafter, like I said, the Nagatas were good to us, and one of my buddies who I had worked in the fruit stand with, Justin and Wayne, another buddy, they were like, "Yo, come check out the martial arts academy." And so I went into it was a kung fu academy, but my Sifu, the master, Shane Lacey, like 4-time 5-star world grand champion. And dude, you want to talk about savage, man.
Well, you want to talk about being put in your place as a kid. I don't think there's any better way to experience than in a martial art.
Oh, yeah, man.
If you're in the right spot, because there's a lot of bullshit ones out there, too, that are just a belt promotion spot, right?
Yeah,
and
belt
money.
factories.
Yeah.
That's actually one of the things that I used to do after I had kind of gotten my chops and gotten my face kicked in enough times is I started taking private lessons with Shane. So my foundation was in Wing Chun and Chole Foot, Kung Fu. And then Shane took me into more Western boxing and Muay Thai and kind of incorporating all of that into a functional mixed martial art, basically.
Yeah.
And
before it was
cool. Yeah, man. I mean, this is about the time when Hoist Gracie's choking out Emmanuel Yarborough in UFC 1,
crazy.